It's 5 days of foundation, and today we're testing NYX Total Control Pro. So if this is your first time on my channel, I do 5 days of foundation all in a row, and this is series 3. I'm gonna get right into it. As I said, we're doing NYX Total Control Pro. This is a very liquidy, serum-y foundation. You have to shake it. In fact, when I first got it, it was all separated. So absolutely imperative that you shake it. It's not my favorite kind of container since it's a dropper, but it is what it is. As you can see, it's very serum-y, going down the plate really easily. All right, so I wore this yesterday and I wore no primer or anything, and it grabbed a hold of every dry patch and flaky skin I have. I have pretty dry skin right now. It's getting a little better because we're in spring. This is gonna look a little bit dark on me because I am self-tanned the rest of my body, but my face doesn't look it right now. I put on my favorite Revlon Prime Plus all over my face. I went in with the Beauty Pie. This is the Wonder Filter Velvet Finish Primer, and I put those in the areas that I had just extra large pores. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the BK Beauty 101 brush, and I will say this stuff spreads so easily. So I'm not sure how it's going to respond with the primers on, but we shall see. I mean, I'm really shocked at how easy it spreads because, I mean, I've also tried, obviously, very many serum kind of foundations, and they don't spread as easily as this one. It's actually got pretty good coverage, even for a serum. Like, usually I have hyperpigmentation here and here, and that's covering pretty well. We'll see if it stays that way. I didn't notice that yesterday. I forgot to look. I'm just sticking around the house today, doing some editing, so I don't have a ton of things going on. It's still showing every kind of flake and grabbing a hold of it. That I don't like. Definitely creasing. Here it's creasing. My forehead lines it's creasing. I'm going to use my Stands Out sponge, my Miracle Finisher sponge, and then just use this all over just to kind of get it distributed more. If you don't have this sponge, I'll link it below. It's always linked in most of my videos. I have it because I use it constantly. My initial thoughts are, I'm actually not mad about it. It got better. I definitely saw creasing, and it definitely grabbed a hold of my flaking skin. Serum foundations, very thin foundations, often do that because they will just pick it up instead of it being a thicker kind of foundation that will kind of lay it down and go over it. A thin foundation just won't do that. It just doesn't have the consistency most of the time to do that. So if you've got dry, flaking skin, I would steer clear of most serum foundations. There are some serum foundations that can be a little thicker. An example would be the L'Oreal True Match. This is a serum foundation, but this does pretty well when I have flaky skin. So the thinner it is, the harder it is with flaky skin. It definitely needed to be set. So if you don't like to add powder to your face at all, I would steer clear of this one because if you're watching this, you probably have some wrinkles. You watch my channel. I will say though, I got it under my eyes. I didn't do a lot. I didn't do any concealer, and it did pretty well under my eyes. I also did not put a lot under my eyes. So I'm gonna wear it throughout the day. We will see if it brings out more badness on my skin. So I'll do a 3 to 5 hour check-in and an end of the day check-in. All right, it's a little past 2 o'clock. I've had this on my face for about 5 hours. And I have to say, I'm not actually that mad about this. The oils on my forehead did start to come out, and it really did hide any dryness I had on my forehead. It's not gathering in on my lines very much at all. I wouldn't say it's like hugely covering everything, but I wouldn't say it's bad either. I actually say I kind of like it. This is very light. I mean, it would be light. It's a serum foundation, but It dried down to I barely can even notice I'm wearing anything on my face. So far, I actually like this. I don't think it's going to be this extreme long wearing, this isn't like a special event kind of foundation, but it definitely is doing good. I think it would be really good in the summer. So I will check in again at the end of the day and give you my final thoughts. It is 8 o'clock and it is time for me to get this makeup off my face, and I will say that this actually has surprised me a bit. It's not like I have great coverage, but it's not bad. I'm actually surprised by it. It's not really gathering on my forehead lines. I don't really see major dry patches coming up because of the foundation. And yeah, I actually think this is okay. I don't think it's my go-to, and I definitely do not think this is going to be a great one in the middle of winter. I do think that this would be good in the middle of the summer when you want a very light foundation that is going to dry all the way down, because literally I do not feel anything on my face at all. That is one of its big advantages. It's also very inexpensive, which is a huge advantage. So all in all, I think it's a pretty good foundation. So this whole series is 5 days of foundation, but I also did a video with all the foundations from Morphe. So I'm gonna link that one right here, and you can go see their entire line and see if one of their foundations would work for you. I will see you maybe in that one or another one. God bless.